Hello. So today we're going to be sowing Japanese onions and some red baron onions, creating some paths and doing plenty of weeding, and I've got 3 hours to do it in, so wish me luck. It's not going to be a 3 hour video, don't worry about that, probably about 15 minutes, but I better get cracking because there's not much light left. It goes dark about 6 o'clock now, so we'll crack on. See you in a bit. So this is the top bed on the original Little Farmer's side, and horse's tail, grass, stinging nettles, you name it, we got it. And that's got to be weeded. That's the production of about 2 months worth of leaving the soil to its own devices. And as you can see from that, nature has reclaimed it. So I've got to shift it. Whew. That's as good as it's gonna look today. So these are the leaves that I've cut off the celeriac. We managed to retain 2 celeriac. The slugs have had the way with the rest. We got those 2 though. They're about the size of Bradley's head. But what I'm doing here is a kind of fresh organic huggle culture type of a thing. I've seen it on one of the YouTube videos. I forget who was doing it, but all your green leaves that you're not going to eat, like these ones that we took off the celeriac, I'm filling the beds with them, or I'm putting a layer of that in the potato beds and then covering it up with normal compost, a couple of inches of normal compost. And the idea of this is that the worms over winter will have their way with that veg, munch it all down, poo it all out, and enrich the soil. So that's the plan. So I'm just going to top that off with another barrel full of compost, and that should be okay. It should rot down and reduce down over winter, and then by the time spring comes around, all that, hopefully, will be turned into black gold. And I don't mean Texas tea. I mean enriched compost, enriched soil for the next round of growing, the next set of potatoes. If you remember a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that Magical Michael and Super Secret Garlic Steve had dropped off a load of wood chips for us. We had a drop of the wood chips up at the top. I'm never on when they drop it, and it's rare that they drop it these days, but they brought down probably about 16, 17 barrelfuls for us, and we've dug into that, made inroads into that now for the paths. So I've started to top off the paths on the original Little Farmer's side, as you can see there. But there's loads of it left, so hopefully you'd be amazed though how quickly it eats the wood chip up when you're doing the paths, like. But we're making a start with it anyway. It's decent wood chip. And all you do is scatter it about, lay it level with your rake, stomp on it a couple of times, and it just neatens things up. I think it looked quite nice actually. The colour is to my liking. We've got that artificial grass knocking about, but I'm not, unless you do it all in grass. I don't like artificial grass. Do it all in grass if you want, like a really short meadow grass. Not meadow grass, what's it called? Like an alpine grass, I forget what it's called. You can seed your pathways with that. Cross your fingers and hope for the best, or get turf down between your paths. But I quite like that, and it lasts a fair amount of time as well before it needs to be topped off and weeded again. It's usually alright. Put a weed membrane down first, it's the best way. Get a weed membrane down and then pile that on top of it. That's the old stuff. And that's the new, from the new pile. And as I get it, I throw it on. It's expensive to buy. So if you can get a drop of it, contact your local tree surgeon and see if you can get some off him. Because it's a byproduct really of what they do. So you never know. This time of year they are doing some cutting back. It's usually at the start of the year and at the end of the year that they do this cutting back of the trees and chipping and stuff. So there should be some about at this time of year. Use it, utilise it. Reuse, recycle. And thanks a lot to Mick and Steve. Good lads. So those are our red onions. And there's 30 in there. And they're called electric. Can't see because it's buried under the ground, but they're called electric red. Electric onions. So, we'll see how they get on. I've just put them a thumb's depth down. I've used this thumb. Other thumbs may vary. And they vary in size too. There's some quite big ones and there's some quite small ones. But they're all in, all 30. All I need to do now is just dust them over lightly with my hand. And leave them to it really. See what happens with them. And we're going to do the same with the sensu onions, the Japanese sensu onions, which I've actually got over there. I've selected the ones I want. I've got 60 of them in there. And a bit of mud. And they're going in there, that bed next to. Again, we're going to cover them with the nets. We're going to leave the nets over them because the birds will be pulling them out otherwise until they're established and they've got the roots in. So we're going to leave them with the net over, maybe even fleece them if it gets really cold later in the year. Well, that's where the other onions are going to go, the sensu. Hang on a minute. Sensu. Yeah? 20 centimetres apart. 20 centimetres apart, 8 inches that. And then a foot between the rows. They're not going to get quite that, they're going to get 8. They're going to be in blocks of 8 inch, these. So I can get them all in the bed. But they'll be fine. We did the same last year and we got plenty of onions last year, so until the rust came. The leaf rust. And yeah, that's what we're up to. So them are going in there. See you in a bit. There we are. 60 sensu planted, about 8 inches apart. So we're hoping that's going to be fine for in there. It does say do them at 20 inches between the rows. But I hand weed anyway, so I don't need to get the hole between them. I prick them out as they come, the weeds. So we're hoping that's going to be okay. And that 4 spots on a dice configuration. So there's 60 of them in there. There's 30 Electra. There's 30 pink Germador gone in there. We've also got garlic in this bed. White Casablanca in that bed. I think there's about 48 went into there. And also there's a mixture of garlic and onions in there that we had left over. So it's to be hoped we get onions and garlic in it. Got some leeks in. Got some spring onions. Overwintering jobs. So we should be set for alliums. Alliums. hopefully. Back end of May, June time, get them out and get more spuds in the main beds. I'm starting off potatoes in buckets in March, middle of March. Gonna start them off, and we're also putting potatoes in that top bed up there. The one I was showing you before, the sort of organic, fresh huggle culture daft thing I was trying before. Just seen a cat then, a big cat. Big red cat. Not red, but ginger, big ginger cat. Pouncing about. Don't think that's even a word, pouncing, is it? But it was doing it. It was definitely pouncing. Get them wood pigeons while you're there. Right, so I'm going to cover them up now so the birdies don't get them and pull them out. Get the nets on them. And that's us. That's us for today. So, yeah, thanks for joining me again this evening. Early evening. And we'll probably see you on the weekend now. Alright, take care. Oh, quick shout out. Kelly's Kitchen Garden. She's back on the air. So, yeah, Kelly's up and running again. We're looking for Patricia at Sow and Grow. We want you back, Patricia. She's probably uploaded something now in the meantime. I know she's okay. She's had a few bits of bother last couple of months, but she's getting back on top now. So hopefully we'll be seeing something of Patricia and Johnny in the near future. So yeah, that's it for this evening. Good night, everybody, and we'll see you on the weekend. Keep growing through window. Keep growing through window. Keep growing with your head down. And if I don't see you through week, I'll see you through window. You can tell it's cold, can't you? See you later. Bye-bye now.